What is up, y'all? Welcome back to Sweet and Savory Barbecue. I'm your host, Jamie Trader. Today, we're going to be knocking out some backyard bone-in ribeyes on our Weber kettle. Let's get started. Got a couple of bone-in ribeyes here. These actually came from a local farm here in Maryland. I'm not going to do a whole lot of an aggressive trim, just see if there's any hard fat, especially around that spinalis. You can see they got beautiful marbling in them. It's exactly what you're looking for when it comes to a good steak. You can get a good spinalis, that's great. They're okay, a little bit of a tri-heart there with the spinalis major and the spinalis minor right there. Come in here, just knock some of this fat off. You don't want to go too crazy. Like I said, these are just going to be for the backyard, not for competition at all. Really liking the marbling on these steaks. A little fat right there. You just kind of want to shape it up. Again, don't go crazy. You paid a lot of money for these steaks. You want to be able to eat as much as you can. If there's any like bone fragments, you want to get those off. I'll call those pretty good. Let's get some seasoning on them. First step in our seasoning process that I like to do is using a little Worcestershire as a binder. Don't need much. Get that nice and rubbed in the backside. You can marinate these steaks if you want. I don't typically marinate steaks a lot, mainly because I'll run out of time. But if you got time, throw it in a marinade, whatever your favorite one is. First step in our rub is going to be Swine Life Prime Beef. This has got some great flavors. It's got some mushroom powder, give you that umami style flavor. We're going to go about a medium coat on these steaks. If you want to go just salt and pepper, go right ahead. Use whatever flavor combination you like. Next up is going to be a color rub. We're using Kosmo's Q Cow Cover Hot. Again, about a medium coat. Maybe a little lighter on the cow cover. It's got some peppers in it. It's not really hot, but it's not sweet. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want a whole lot of sweet on my steak. Finally, we're going with a texture rub. We're going with Killer Hogs TX. It's a really good salt pepper blend. Got some coarse seasonings in it. Just going to go fairly light. It's going to provide a good crust on there for us. I'm going to flip these over and repeat the same process on the back side. So we've got a few extra seasonings on the board. Just going to take our sides, kind of dab them. Get our sides nice and seasoned with those flavors. Get this one done. We're going to let these hang out right here while we get our Weber kettle going. Getting our chimney filled up with that royal oak charcoal. Giving it a light with a tumbleweed. Let that charcoal get white hot. We got our charcoal dumped out. We've got a cool side here and a hot side. We're going to get these steaks seared. We're going to throw a little chunk of oak wood on there too and give it a little bit of smoke flavor. We got our lid on. We've got our intake on the bottom all the way open. Also our exhaust right here on the top all the way open. Want to get this grill ripping hot. Looking at least 500 degrees, even up to 600, 625. So our dial right now is reading about 425, 450. That means we should be right around 550 down there on the grates. We're going to go ahead and get our steaks on. Got some smoke coming from that piece of oak we put on there. Just going to get these steaks right over the fire. You want to hear that sizzle? Straightened up. We're going to let them go a couple minutes. We want a good crust on them. We'll check them periodically. We're just going to keep flipping them about till they're done. If they start getting a little dark, that's when we'll move them over here to this cool side. We're going to go ahead and get our lid shut and just let them sear. After 2 minutes, we gave them a flip, cooked them an additional 2 minutes, and started flipping every 30 or 45 seconds till they were done. Check this steak for some doneness. About 120, 24. I'm going to call this one done. I'm looking for that medium rare on that steak. Got the other one already off in a pan with that compound butter we're going to make up. I'll leave a recipe for that up on the screen. Just let them hang out there for about 5-10 minutes. Let them rest and we'll cut into them. So that is pretty much it, y'all. It's really simple. Start with some good ribeye steaks. Hit them with a little bit of the Swine Life Prime Beef. Follow that by some Cow Cover Hot. Little Killer Hogs TX, little Worcestershire as a binder. Get them thrown down on a Weber kettle or any grill you got set up for 2-zone cooking. Cook them to your preferred doneness. I've got one a little more medium rare, and one a little more medium. So now it's time to cut into these guys. I'm going to go for this one that's a little more medium rare. We'll move this other one kind of out of the way. I'm going to come in here and take the bone off. There's not much there. We'll gnaw on that in a little bit. Set that up there. We're just going to kind of start slicing. Start up here at the spinalis. My favorite part right there. Ton of great marbling. Down here to this tail end. And don't you think I forgot about that leftover butter. We're just going to drizzle some of that right over the top. Now I'm going to come in here and see what we got. It's a great cook on them. Medium rare. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not. Super tender. Let's take a bite. Oh man, I love steak. You get a little bit of pop from that cow cover hot. The TX, great crust on there from that. That Swine Life Prime Beef is one of the most balanced rubs I've ever seen. We don't even need to cut the steak. This here is part of the spinalis. One of the most tender parts on the ribeye. When you're cooking comp steak, that's what you want them to eat. I love when it has that little bit of crunch on it. That's amazing. Alright y'all, that's it for this week's video. I hope you really enjoyed this. Give this recipe a try. It's great for a weeknight meal. It's really quick and easy. If you like what we're doing on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you don't miss our next video, and we'll see y'all next time.